Arsenal are ready to face Borussia Dortmund today at the Emirates Stadium in the Emirates Cup, and there is already plenty to talk about. The Gunners are preparing for another important pre-season test, but this match comes with several interesting storylines. There are players returning from their World Cup breaks, injury concerns to monitor, youngsters looking for another opportunity, and of course, a major new signing has just joined the club. Yes, Gunners, Bruno Gimme is officially an Arsenal player. The Brazilian midfielder has completed his move from Newcastle United to Arsenal on a 4-year contract, with an option for a further year. The reported value of the deal is around £75 million. Before you continue, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you never miss any Arsenal updates on this channel until the next. But despite the excitement surrounding his arrival, Bruno is not expected to make his Arsenal debut against Dortmund because he is still building up his fitness after returning from the World Cup. So while supporters may get the chance to welcome him at the Emirates, they should not expect to see him starting this afternoon. And that is only one part of today's Arsenal story. Arsenal know how to make a signing feel special. Let's be honest, Arsenal know how to create excitement around a new signing. The announcement, the shirt, the production, the reaction from the supporters. Everything helps make the moment feel special. And Bruno Gimme's arrival is certainly a major moment for the club. Arsenal have added one of the Premier League's most experienced midfielders to their squad, giving Mikel Arteta another high-level option in the middle of the pitch. Bruno can operate as a defensive midfielder or as a box-to-box midfielder, giving Arteta even more tactical flexibility. He has also arrived after making 195 appearances for Newcastle, scoring 31 goals and helping them win the League Cup in 2025. Now, however, the focus turns back to Dortmund. Arsenal versus Borussia Dortmund. Arsenal face Borussia Dortmund today, Sunday, August 9th, at the Emirates Stadium. Kickoff is scheduled for 2 p.m. British summertime. This is an Emirates Cup fixture and represents another important part of Arsenal's preparations for the new season. The result will obviously matter to supporters, but pre-season is also about much more than the final score. Arteta will want to improve the team's fitness. He will want to build understanding between the players. He will want to test different combinations, and he will want to see which young players are ready to take another step forward. After the 3-1 defeat to Real Betis, Arsenal will also be looking for a stronger performance against Dortmund. Arsenal team news: Arsenal still have several important players unavailable for today's match. Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Eberechi Eze, David Raya, Martin Zubimendi, Noni Madueke, and Mikel Merino. These players are due to return following their World Cup breaks, but they are not expected to feature against Dortmund. That means Arteta will once again have to work with a mixed squad, and that could create opportunities for players who are available. There is also positive news surrounding captain Martin Odegaard. Odegaard has returned from his post-World Cup break and could be given minutes as Arteta carefully manages his return. The same approach could apply to other senior players who are returning to fitness. Arsenal injury update. Now let's look at the injury situation. William Saliba out. William Saliba remains unavailable. The French defender is dealing with a long-term back problem and is expected to remain on the sidelines. That is obviously a concern for Arsenal because Saliba has become an extremely important part of Arteta's defence. His pace, strength and ability to defend one-on-one make him a key player. But Arsenal will not take unnecessary risks with his recovery. For now, Saliba remains out. Jurrien Timber. Jurrien Timber is another player whose situation needs to be monitored. Timber has missed Arsenal's pre-season programme after undergoing minor surgery during the summer. His availability for Dortmund remains uncertain, so it would be wrong to say that Timber is definitely starting. At the same time, we should not describe him as definitely out unless Arsenal confirm that. For now, the safest description is Jurrien Timber, doubt. Louis Copley, out. There is also disappointing news for young midfielder Louis Copley. Copley confirmed that he suffered an ACL rupture during Arsenal's 3-1 defeat to Real Betis. It is a serious setback for the youngster who had been getting valuable opportunities during pre-season. Now the priority is his recovery. Everyone at Arsenal will be hoping Copley can return strongly after completing his rehabilitation. Ben White, expected to start. And here is some positive news. Ben White is available and is included in the latest predicted Arsenal 11 for the Dortmund match. That means there is no reason to describe him as injured or unavailable for this game. White's experience and versatility could be important, particularly because Saliba is unavailable and Timber remains a doubt. So based on the latest team news reports, White is expected to start. What could Arsenal's lineup look like? Now let's get to the part every Arsenal fan wants to know about. The predicted lineup. Remember, this is a predicted 11, not the official team sheet. The official lineup will only be confirmed by Arsenal before kickoff. But based on the latest reports, Arsenal could line up in a 4-3-3 formation. Goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga is expected to start in goal. The Spanish goalkeeper has been competing for the position during pre-season, with new signing Illan Meslier also providing competition. Pre-season is an important period for both goalkeepers as Arteta assesses his options. For Kepa, another strong performance would be another opportunity to show what he can offer. Defence: Ben White, Christian Mosquera, Gabriel Magalhães and Ricardo Calafiori. At the back, Ben White could start alongside Christian Mosquera, Gabriel Magalhães and Ricardo Calafiori. Gabriel brings experience and leadership. Mosquera provides another young defensive option. Calafiori offers technical quality and versatility. And White gives Arteta another experienced defender who can play in different positions. With Saliba unavailable and Timber's fitness still uncertain, this defensive group could have an important role to play. It will be another serious test against Dortmund's attacking players. Midfield: Miles Lewis-Skelly, Ethan Nwaner and Kai Havertz. The midfield could once again feature Miles Lewis-Skelly, Ethan Nwaner and Kai Havertz. This combination would give Arsenal a mixture of youth, technical ability and experience. Lewis-Skelly has already shown that he can compete at a high level. Nwaner continues to impress whenever he receives opportunities with the first team, and Havertz provides experience and flexibility. For Nwaner and Lewis-Skelly, matches like this are extremely important. They are opportunities to show Arteta that they can handle greater responsibility. Attack: Max Daumann, Victor Gyokeres and Christos Tzolis. The attack could feature Max Daumann, Victor Gyokeres and Christos Tzolis. Gyokeres would lead the line through the middle, while Daumann and Tzolis could provide width, movement and creativity. This is one of the most exciting areas for Arsenal supporters. Daumann is still a very young player, but every opportunity to train and play around senior professionals can help his development. Gyokeres will also be looking to continue building his understanding with his new teammates, and Tzolis will want to make another strong impression. The big question is how well these players can combine against a strong Dortmund side. What about Bruno Gimme? This is probably the question many Arsenal fans are asking. Will Bruno play? The latest reports suggest that his Arsenal debut is unlikely to come against Dortmund. Bruno has only recently returned to club football after representing Brazil at the World Cup. He is still working on his fitness, so Arsenal are expected to manage his return carefully. That means supporters may have to wait a little longer before seeing Bruno make his first appearance for the Gunners. But his arrival itself is already a huge boost. Arsenal have added another quality midfielder to an already strong group that includes Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, Mikel Merino and Martin Odegaard. And when Bruno is fully ready, the competition for midfield places could become extremely interesting. Why this Dortmund match matters. This is still pre-season, so Arsenal do not need to treat the game as if it were a Premier League or Champions League final, but it is still an important test. Dortmund are strong opposition, and Arsenal need competitive matches like this before the new campaign begins. Arteta will be looking at several things. Is the defensive structure improving? Are the midfield combinations working? Can the young players handle the pressure? Is Gyokeres becoming more comfortable with his teammates? Can Tzolis make an impact? Can Daumann continue to impress? And how quickly can the returning senior players reach full fitness? These are the questions that matter during pre-season. Arsenal must manage the squad carefully. One of the biggest priorities is player management. Several important players are still returning from their World Cup commitments. Others are recovering from injuries or surgery. And the competitive season is getting closer. There is therefore no reason for Arteta to take unnecessary risks. Saliba remains out. Timber's involvement is uncertain. Copley is now beginning his recovery from the ACL injury he suffered against Real Betis. Several senior players are also still unavailable as they continue their return from the World Cup. And Bruno Gimme is still building up his fitness following his return to club football. This is why pre-season selection has to be viewed differently from competitive season selection. The priority is to make sure the squad is fully prepared for the start of the new campaign. The young players have an opportunity. One positive thing about Arsenal's current situation is that it creates opportunities for the younger players. Players such as Nwaner, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Max Daumann can continue gaining valuable first-team experience. These matches give young players the chance to play alongside senior teammates, learn from them and show Mikel Arteta what they can offer. For some of them, a strong pre-season could help them move closer to regular first-team involvement during the season. That is one of the most exciting parts of pre-season. You never know when the next breakthrough performance is going to happen. Arsenal's new season is getting closer. The new campaign is now very close. Arsenal's opening Premier League fixture is against Manchester United on August 21st. Before then, Arteta still has important decisions to make. The squad needs to reach full fitness, the new signings need time to settle, the players returning from the World Cup need to reintegrate with the group, and the team needs to continue developing its chemistry. The Dortmund match is another important step in that process. Bruno Gimme adds even more excitement. There is no doubt that Bruno Gimme's arrival has made Arsenal supporters even more excited about the season ahead. The Brazilian midfielder arrives with extensive Premier League experience and adds another high-quality option to Arteta's midfield. He is known for his defensive work, passing ability, ball progression and energy in midfield. However, Arsenal fans may have to wait a little longer to see him make his debut. Bruno is still building up his fitness after returning from the World Cup, so he is not expected to feature against Dortmund. When he is fully ready, however, Arteta will have another major option in midfield, and that could become extremely important during a long and demanding season. Arsenal are ready for Dortmund. So Gunners, Arsenal are ready for another important pre-season test. The players have arrived, the Emirates is waiting, Borussia Dortmund are the opposition, and Mikel Arteta has another opportunity to assess his squad. There are absences. There are injury concerns. There are players returning from the World Cup. There are young players looking to impress. And there is a brand new Arsenal signing waiting to begin his journey in the famous red and white. But most importantly, Arsenal are continuing their preparation for the new season. The big questions for Arsenal fans. Can Arsenal bounce back from the defeat to Real Betis? Can the defence keep Dortmund under control? Can Nwaner and Miles Lewis-Skelly impress again? Can Victor Gyokeres continue building his understanding with his new teammates? Can Max Daumann make another strong impression? And when will we finally see Bruno Gimme make his Arsenal debut? There are plenty of questions, and today's match could provide some interesting answers. One thing is certain, Arsenal fans will be watching closely. Every pass, every tackle, every chance, every goal, every individual performance. Because even in pre-season, there is always something to learn. Arsenal versus Dortmund. Here we go. Arsenal are back at the Emirates. Dortmund are waiting. The preparations continue, and the new season is getting closer. The Gunners may not have every player available yet, but that simply gives others an opportunity to step forward. Young players can impress, senior players can build fitness, new signings can settle into the club, and Mikel Arteta can continue preparing his team for another demanding campaign. Then there is Bruno Gimme. The transfer is complete. The announcement has been made. The Arsenal family has welcomed him. Now the wait begins for his first appearance in the famous red and white. Welcome to Arsenal, Bruno Gimme. Good luck to the Gunners against Dortmund. Come on, you Gunners. And now, Gunners, let me know what you think. Are you happy with Arsenal's predicted 11? Who should start against Dortmund? Which young player are you most excited to watch? And how excited are you about Bruno Gimme joining Arsenal? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the update, leave a like, subscribe for more Arsenal news and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest Arsenal updates. Arsenal are building, the new season is getting closer and the journey continues. Come on, Arsenal!